It's your girl DJ Miss Eclectic, Wiki, and you're checking out the Mixtape podcast. It's your girl DJ Miss Eclectic, and you're tuned into the Mixtape show, y'all. We're gonna call this the remix. This is the first of many panels that we're doing, but this is the Valentine's Day edition. I got some very special guests to share this with me. First of all, I got Portia Love, and she told me not to say her DJ name, so I'll make sure I got it right. Portia pretty much is a woman of many facets. She's an entertainer. She's a financial wealth builder for the Black community, empowering the community. She's also a DJ. What else are you? You are all the above.
Manager. Pick one, name one.
All of the above. And she's a part of Sigma Alpha Iota, International Music Fraternity for Women. So thank you for Portia for being on the show.
Thank you.
And then y'all, everybody knows those Baxters. We got Kayla and Juan Baxter. They are entrepreneurs, life, relationship coaches. Y'all know them. They're radio hosts. Y'all have amazing radio shows. Plus, y'all got the relationship show. That's why I gotta have them on the show. They've been married for 19 years.
Mm-hmm.
Woo, woo, everybody, we need a hand clap.
I'm clapping for myself.
And you said it's going on 20 years.
That's right. Yes.
This June
the
14th.
14th.
Yes.
This June, so y'all coming up. Woo-wee. So we got to get into it. Let's just go ahead and get into this. So how do y'all think relationships in general have evolved? Like, me and Portia come from an age where our parents were married. Then you go to a generation where it's pretty much, I don't need a man, I don't need a woman, we just gonna have this baby. And so what do y'all think we are now in society?
These young people don't even want relationships. So
they don't want relationships. And the more mature single people, they want relationships, but now they got to use a dating app to try to find somebody. Ooh. And it ain't like the organic way we used to just meet people on the streets and somebody say hello, they smile at you.
Yep.
Now somebody smile at you, they got, what you looking at me for? Like, I'm looking at you because I think you're attractive and I want to say hello. We're past that stage. I think everything is so fast-paced because of how technology has put us into this fast-paced and reality world. Reality TV has put us to relationships has to be fast. They got to be like microwaves. Like nobody's taking their time to get a chance to know somebody.
To even become friends.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, and y'all hits on something. Y'all hit on friendship. I think friendship is so important when you're starting a relationship, but we can't even get there now.
No.
Like, we're not even there yet.
Yeah, and even with technology, people are not talking to one another.
Ooh,
everything is on, by text message. Like
DM, stay out of my DM.
How do you actually get to know someone if you're not spending time with them and talking to them?
No, that's true.
Like, that's really important. That's how friendships are based or were based.
Yeah.
But
and people are so afraid of getting catfish. I mean, I'll give my own personal example.
The catfish girl, let me tell the story.
Okay. Catfish, but so I decided to utilize one of these apps, right? Because like you said, nobody's out here just having conversations.
You're right.
So encouraged to attempt the app. So I'm on the app and I'm like, I don't check my phone enough for me to keep looking in this app to have a conversation with you. Here is my number. They proceeded to continue to text through the app and I'm like, it used to be a time when dudes would want to get your number.
Wow.
That was
right, you're right. That was the goal.
Get your number.
That is it. I gotta get those digits. Like,
let me get those digits. Exactly.
Write them in my palm of my hand if you have to.
Like, how many digits can I get by the end of the night? Like, we don't even want digits anymore.
No.
It's easier to just slide in the DM, send a text message. Why not just pick up the phone or say, hey, let's go meet at whatever bar around the corner or the coffee shop and just link up for 10, 15. It doesn't even have to be that you're spending 5 hours with somebody when you first meet them. But people just think, oh, it's not going to be the person that I'm talking to online. It's going to be somebody different in person. But how do you know?
Yeah,
it's easier to get it out the way up front.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Know that they're real or not, and then proceed.
Have a real conversation. What about, we have FaceTime. You could actually
yes, true. You can actually FaceTime. That's right.
But that's too much. That's giving away too much.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree. And do you think that people have to say, oh, in the old days they used to court? Do you think guys know how to court now? Because I feel like they don't. I'll get approached a lot, but it'd be like, okay, can I get your phone number? And then your conversation is dead, or like you said, you don't want to go out anywhere, or you can't come to my house. We're not Netflix. We're not Netflix and chilling.
I was about to say, because when I work in the high schools, the young boys always be like, man, I'm trying to catch me like 5 bodies this week.
Oh, that's what they call it now, called Bodies. Jasmine Sullivan, pretty much her first intro song on her. We just go hotels. It's called Bodies. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we're from Philly.
So
Remember her when she was a little girl.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, baby girl.
When she did expect what did she do? Accept what God allows, whatever her first on Apollo. That's my girl. But yeah, they're calling it Bodies now, and that's what we're out here doing.
And you know, with this reality TV thing, it always shows us a lot of our young girls and young guys get wrapped up into that fake jewelry, looking like they balling, and I'm trying to get, you know what I mean? She went on a bag, I got you on a bag, and you know
that's true. That's all they talk about.
That's the model, and it's nobody. And then I teach parenting classes in high school in the Philadelphia area, and it's like the young men and the young women, they just want to have baby daddy, baby mama talk.
What?
They don't want to have relationships.
When you grow up in that, though, because I can think about like family members that I know where, you know, they were young and they would help their older cousin help, you know,
take care of the baby.
So they grow up thinking that that's how life's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Right.
So if nobody ever sits down and has that conversation with you to go like, this is not ideally what things are supposed to look like, you grow up understanding that at 14, 15, 16, you might have to take care of a child, and that's okay. And nobody ever changes that mindset for you.
And that looking for love, if you never see love model for you, but the love that you see model for you is between a parent and a child, you know, and looking for love. That's what, So, but a lot of it is even modeling. I know in Philadelphia, we have, out here in Atlanta now, we see a lot of more couples than we did, you know, or even have friends that are getting together in their couples. But a lot of even people that are asking us for relationship help, like we've been married 19, you know, it'll be 20 years this year. But even for most people, we are the couple that they know that actually are still together, are actually married, and actually like each other.
I like this.
So which is the big thing. So that's
major.
We talk with people that are, you know, have been married, and we do relationship coaching, who have been married for many years, and they're coming to us, you know, for advice.
Because they can't stand each other.
Because they can't stand. Because they don't like each other.
You make a good point, because statistics, I looked up statistics. In 2019, it said only 30% of African Americans were married compared to 48% of all Americans. And half of African Americans have never been married compared to 34% of all Americans. So pretty much half, like you just said, half of us are not married. And pretty much there's 48% of women who are single. So,
but if you grow up and you learn that, you know, it's better to be single, because we're learning take care of yourself as women. The guys are learning you know, how many women can they get?
Get their body.
Get them bodies. We're coming together. Who wants it? Most people that we talk to, they don't even want to be married.
No, I think that's so true. And do you think that's kind of why black women we got this 48% single rate? Because you think we have this, I'm an independent woman. But I do think, what I will say, just to follow my own comment, that I think a lot of us are independent and single, but we do want a man, but we might not see the man that's worth submitting to, because he's the man who won't go on a date. He might reach out to you on the app, or might even get your phone number, but he won't even take it past that. So I think that's kind of where we're blocking, but let me know what y'all think.
You know, I was having a conversation with a group of men and women.
Okay.
And one of the things that all the men were kind of in a consensus about was that they feel like they have to reach a certain level of money, right? They have to have $1 million before they can get a woman. Or they, you know, and then once they reach $1 million, they're like, well, now I have $1 million. I want a different kind of chick. So now I got to have $2 million.
You ready to talk about that? Yeah. High value.
And so they're never reaching the dollar. I mean, they keep striving for more and more money. They're never focused on, how can I just build with the woman that I'm truly interested in? Right?
And you know what? The objective is wrong. Like, it's how much money do I need? Money has nothing to do with love.
And that's what we tried to explain.
So,
hallelujah.
Yeah, like, where's that part about, like, I want a life companion to have a friendship with, which should be the basis of a marriage, not, or even a relationship. The money part for men and women. I gotta have my own money. He gotta have his money. We gotta both have money. Like, we came together. We ain't had no money.
But I will say, but y'all been married for 20 years, so y'all were early in age. At my age, listen, you got to meet me. You got to beat me or meet me. Okay, you got to be. You know, it ain't too hard. I'm just joking, but I'm just saying, you got to meet me or beat me where I am. And I think maybe too is what women say. Well, we got our own, so you got to have your own. So maybe that's where the male perspective comes in. I don't know, but
I'm gonna give you the male perspective.
Okay, come on, let's rock it. Let's rock it.
Sometimes we meet ladies that we're interested in, and we don't meet their list.
Oh, okay.
We don't meet their list.
Okay.
They want this tall, dark, handsome, beard, muscle-bound dude, drive a nice car, doctor, lawyer. All these, they have this list, and the man sitting in front of them may be that one day. But they're not willing to wait.
It's a struggle to...
How long we waiting, though?
Well, here's the thing. The list is what we need to really think about. When I met my husband, I had a list.
Okay.
And the list that the person had to have was they had to have graduated from college. They had to have a fly car. They had to have money of their own. Like, they had to have, this list had all these material things that were on the list.
That's major material.
The part that is of value is like, is this person going to be my friend?
Right.
Like, these are the things that make marriage and relationships work.
Yes.
Is the person my friend? Do we work well together? Are we willing to help each other? Like, those values were never things that I was taught that should be on a list. So most of us start with a list that has nothing to do with those things that are really important, but things of material that come and go.
Yeah.
Like,
also how they treat other people.
That's major.
That's a big
I tell
part of
everybody,
the
I tell young ladies, I say, when you go on a date with a guy, watch how he treats the waitress. Because one day he going to treat you like that. If you go off and she got his butter wrong or something on his side wrong, and he goes off on her, he has a temper. You have to watch for those things. Yeah. But there are also red flags, of course, but that's a whole different story for all. But you're right. How they treat other people is major. Women too, how we treat. If we have an attitude with some, that same thing. No, we do. So I totally agree.
Yes. Like, those are the things that should be on your list.
Absolutely.
But we don't know that.
Don't.
Like, the part about, going to college, I met my husband, he hadn't finished college yet. But even what we're taught by our parents, like, literally, we got married by faith. So I don't know if y'all know this. We knew each other 4 months and got married 6 months later.
That's nothing.
And we've been married, nothing but God. But God told me that this was my husband. God told him that I was his wife.
See, I like that. See, y'all are in tune. Because I've had somebody tell me that he's my husband. I said, no, but God didn't tell me you were. But the point that y'all were in tune, I like that because God spoke to y'all. That is a marriage that is meant.
Same time.
Oh, talk about it.
So, like,
he told me first.
Yeah.
And what did you say?
Well, he ain't telling me.
Oh, okay.
So that's the first time I saw her, I said it. Like, God told me. I heard him clearly. I was in a room. We was in a room coming to the first rehearsal, and I'm standing around a bunch of guys that I didn't know. You know, we was all meeting each other, and she walked in and she smiled, and God said, "That's your future wife." And I said, "Wow, that's my future wife." And the guys,
not to me.
To the guys, they knew her, and they laughed at me. It was like, you can't have her. You got to be a doctor, a lawyer. You got to be.
They got to go on that list.
They had a list already. I told them, I said, "Y'all ninjas don't know me. Y'all don't know me. Just like." And 10 months later, they was all sitting at the wedding like, yo, you was right.
You were right.
You was right, because I knew what God had said. And I was just basing everything that on what God said.
But prior to this, my prayer was, Lord, give me what I need when you're ready for me to have it. Need.
Not want, not what's on that list.
Well, let me tell you. Let me tell you. No, I had a scary prayer before that. Before I met my husband, I said, "Lord, I want a man who really, really loves me," and God gave me a stalker. That was a scary prayer.
What prayer you want?
You
got to be somebody who really love you.
From that prayer and dealing with somebody who was really scary,
he really loved you.
The next time I prayed, he really too much crazy. The next time I prayed about a relationship, I said, Lord, give me what you want. What I say, Lord, give me what I need when you're ready for me to have it. Yeah. Totally different prayer. It was you know what I need and when I'm ready. And little did I know, this man was sitting next to me in rehearsal, being my friend, the entire time.
That's major.
And that's what made the difference. He
major.
waited. He never even cracked on me. Like, it was finally one day there was a sign on the wall that said dinner and a movie. And we're already friends. And he was like, dinner and a movie? And I was like, yeah. Like, everybody was going. He was like, no, for real. Dinner and a movie? He was like, yeah. And the first thing, though, I thought was, dag, I would have to drive. Like, no lie.
Because he didn't. Well, let me X that off that list.
Because I had a car.
But you being real.
But he didn't.
She was like, he ain't got no car.
And then God was like, oh, okay. That's material. Like, he put in my head, like, materialistic. That's material. And I say, you know what? Yes. Because I already knew he was a good man. I knew that I watched the way he treated people. He always treated people well with respect. He was already my friend. All of those things that were on that list, now he has them. Like, this man, first in his family to graduate college, master degree, therapist, car, like house. We have all of those things that were on my list.
You just didn't get it when you had it written it down.
Yeah, God's timing.
Yep.
God's timing. But again, he treated me well, and he was my friend, which made the difference. I'm not saying, I know we as women, like, for already being successful, it's like, I ain't trying to take on no project. Now,
we say that.
The project that you're taking on, like, is how does he treat you? Like, that's what mattered. And he was my friend, and he was willing to build with me. So I'm not saying like you gotta pick somebody up who like they sitting at home playing like video games all day long. Yeah.
So I can own that, and I don't know if this is true for all women, but I know I've talked to other women who have said and agreed that sometimes we fall in love with the potential of the man. It's not that we're not willing to wait, but sometimes we fall in love with the potential. And we can speak it to you and into you all day, right? Mm-hmm. You can do it, babe. You got it. I know you. Just get up today. Today will be better. Keep going. Especially when you're trying to build a business or whatever he may be trying to do. You want to be supportive. That's your man. You see the positive qualities in him. You fall in love with that potential. And you're like 10 years down the line still doing the same thing. And it's like, how long do I have to wait?
It matters if he's making those changes, though.
Yeah. But let me answer this. And I'm going to answer this question. Have they sought help for their past?
That is major. And I love that you said that because.
Therapist, so have they sought help for their past? The reason he can't get out of bed is not because he don't have the potential. He afraid.
Some people are afraid of success.
He don't know how to navigate that. He don't know how to navigate what success looks like, not just to him, but to the people around him. Who was he leaving? For years, I was afraid to leave Philly and everybody because I was afraid to blow up and have to leave everybody that I knew. Everybody that I loved.
We left we came out here with our 2 girls and that's it.
Yeah, we filled up the Jeep, rented Airbnb for a month and was like, we're not going back.
But I think that's major what you just said. I'm all about therapy and Jesus. Mm-hmm. But I think it's major because whatever happened to us happened to us. But at some point we've got to own it. And at some point we've got to accept it and take accountability. Not for something that happened to us, but accountability for our future and for the help. Yeah. And I think that's major. I actually had a relationship like that. I think I had more ambition for him than he had for himself. Mm-hmm. But I really do think it was what was in the past that he needed help and he can still go far, But I totally, what you said was major. And I love to hear that from a man's perspective. I think that's major.
We need a lot of help. Like men need a lot of healing.
Yes.
That we didn't. First of all, we need a lot of healing. We need to learn how to communicate our feelings.
Communication.
Because we don't. From the moment we fall down the first time as a kid, they tell us to get up, don't cry. As a little boy, you just told us for the rest of our lives we don't have to show our feelings and what really hurts.
And if you do, you soft.
If you do, you soft. That's something that I teach men. The reason I am a therapist and I went back to get my master's in psychology is because God charged me with helping my black and brown men not to suffer in silence. Major. Because it's too much of a suffering in silence, and it's not helping the women and the family members in our lives if we're hurting in silence.
The biggest thing about relationships, and even what we were talking about, if someone is working towards that, like, are they actually working towards it? Like when we got together, even though he didn't have he hadn't graduated college or whatever, as soon as we got back together and he went back to school, like immediately. It was something, he was like, I'm going to take some classes. And then he was like, you know what? Went back to school full time. I don't know if it was before we got married or as soon as, right after we got married.
Maybe a year after we got married.
So,
in fact, no, I was in school when we got married.
Yeah, I thought so. So he had already, so that person that were like, you can do it, you can get up today. Like, did they actually get up? No, you shouldn't continue to wait for all the, like, one day you could do it and every day you come back home and they on it playing video games. Nah.
Yeah.
Like, that is not the person that's ready to make changes. You have to actually, the person has to be making the change.
Yeah. And can I say one more thing? Yeah. One more thing. A real man wants to change. He wants to show you that he wants to change to make y'all lives better. If he really wants to be with you, he'll show you those changes.
Say that in the camera.
Listen, a real man, if he wants to make your life better with you, he'll show you the changes. It ain't got to be, baby, look, do this, do that. He already knows, like, okay, I know what I have to do to make sure that. I knew she already had a master's degree. You know what I'm saying? I knew already, like, I'm like, no, if I'm going to make this work, I need to up my game. I want to up my game to make us better.
That. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not her dragging me behind like, I'm on the couch like, babe, I need you to buy me this new PS5. And, you know what I'm saying? Them new Jordans just came out. Like, I need you to cop them new Jordans for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Speaking to some people.
I'm
buying the PS5.
You know what? Listen. And here's the other one. I'm gonna drop you off at work. I'm gonna drop you off at work in your car and take your car and chill with it for the rest of the day.
And then tell you.
You've been one of them, G Wade. You've been one of them. You've been driving the cars.
I own my stuff. That was back in the day.
Yeah.
And then send the text, you need gas.
Yes. All right, Jody. All right, baby boy.
You better go put some gas in it.
Listen, and say, I need lunch money. You got some lunch money for me?
You see my face. I was like, what happened?
Yeah. That's not we're talking about who like to build with. That is not that person.
Let's make that clear.
Bring my car back and you just walk where you need to go next.
Well, how about I leave you at home and take my car, so when I'm ready to leave after work, you ain't an hour, 2 hours late. Look, I'll be right there. I just stopped at my cousin's house.
Let me tell you, I know about that. I have seen women buy men $2,000 studio sets. I said, girl, for him to be an at-home rapper, I understand you believe in your man. I get there's nothing wrong with believing in your man. Right. But I've seen them like back up, like, baby, you gonna buy this for me? And I was just thinking to myself,
don't buy it.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Atlanta has enough rappers. Now I'm just joking. We full.
Yes.
But no, but I'm all for you. I love what you said. You know, support your man, but he has to want it for himself, what you said.
Yeah,
and what you're talking about is action. I love what you're saying is action. I'm not going to talk about it. You're going to see me getting up in the morning. You're going to see me taking these classes online. You're going to see me grinding. And I love that, you know, so I love y'all's story and I appreciate y'all for being on the show portion. I know you got financial things to do, but before we love, I have one question to ask y'all and I just have to ask this because we're in the dating scene.
Okay.
So Kevin Samuels, he put this on the table. I got to ask y'all this before we go. He put it on the table here. He put it on the table. He said, pretty much, if you don't want sex to be on the table, and I'm paraphrasing here, don't go on a date after 5 p.m. Now, I don't know if that's Eastern or Central Standard Time, but what are your thoughts on that? I want to get your male perspective on that.
Yeah, I think that's full of crap.
Thank you.
I think the new, because I'm a father and I got 2 daughters who are about to start dating soon, and I don't want that to be out there. It's almost like, who is giving these people these ideas? When you put bad information out there, then you develop bad ideologies for other people who follow you because they think what you say is true. You know what I'm saying? And to throw it out there, Bishop, Noel Jones, after dating this woman for 25
then they gonna get 20,
now you talking about you gonna marry. I'm gonna marry you so you can push me around in my
wheelchair.
My wheelchair. You can change my Pampers and you can feed me.
Look at my eyes.
You can wipe the drool off of my. But you saying these things in front of you have so much influence. So the young people they
thinking that's okay,
and they thinking it's okay. It's not okay to push your false and wrong ideology. No matter how much you may think it's right, it's wrong. Because if you have daughters, and you have women in your life that you love, you wouldn't want a man to treat them that way.
Thank you.
So if you have daughters, and I have daughters, and I have nieces, and I have sisters, ain't no reason if they go out with you after 5 o'clock, they got to be fearful that they got to break bread with you. No, because if they need to, they can call me when they go to the bathroom, and I'll break more than bread with you.
Okay, well, it just got real. We breaking legs, we breaking arms, we breaking.
Because it's a way that you gonna treat
absolutely
the women in my life, and that's been all of my life.
Yes.
It's a way that you're gonna treat them, and these false ideas, and like I said, these people going out here and everybody calling themselves an expert on this. Sit your behind down.
Thank you.
Get Jesus.
Yes.
Really get Jesus.
Consult him,
and let him give you the word.
Thank you.
It ain't
nothing.
If you really want to do it, you can do it on your lunch break at brunch.
You can do it whenever you want to. But the logic of it is,
crazy.
Who gets off before 5 p.m.?
But here's
telling me everything. Like,
but here's the thing: here's
really my cutoff time.
But and another thing about that is like I hate when men try to tell you controlling my body at that point. You're telling me that sex has to be on the table after 5 p.m. So you're telling me I can't say no after 5 p.m. Like, come on now. And I think we've got to change that narrative. That's a whole other story. But we got to change that narrative as well.
Well, let's be clear. Just because you buy drinks and a meal don't mean you getting some.
Thank you. No, you're real.
Exactly.
That is very real. Me personally, I'm celibate, so you're not getting nothing until the day of marriage. Until God reveals to me that you're my husband, he revealed to you too. But I'm just saying, you're right. That doesn't. I've been on many with drinks and dinner and all that. You're not getting it.
That don't mean.
But
you breaking bread.
But you breaking bread. But I found that very outlandish. I was like, I have to get another male perspective on this. Yeah. Most males were like, "Oh, that is crazy."
It's crazy.
It just doesn't.
First of all, come on, man. Like, be honest, man. Let's open up your Rolodex. You ain't really getting it like that. Like, come on, man.
That young man is.
Facts is most of the dudes who talk like that really ain't lived that life. And if they did, they paid for it. And paid for it, I mean. So that's why he talking like that. Yeah, you paying for it. Like, I don't have to be sitting here like, ooh, I did this and that. No. Like, a real G don't talk that crap.
Ooh, come on.
A real G will walk in the room and they know you a G. You ain't got to open up your mouth. When I walk into a room, they can see who I am. I ain't got to say nothing.
Move in silence.
I ain't got to say a word. And that's how you know who's a real person and who's not. If you have the dog with the largest bark in the room is normally the smallest dog.
Most insecure. Yep.
What are you really hiding? What are you really masking? Because a real man will look at you. I look at him and I know what he was. Come on now,
myself included.
A real man will look at you and tell you who you exactly is.
Yes, sir.
And even if you got your armor bearers or whoever else around you, real man will tell you they don't mean nothing.
That Philly coming out right now.
And I'm serious. I'm serious about that because
I hear you.
Because my women who I love. And real men, if you love women, you're not going to treat no woman like that.
That's the
because
thing.
I'm a mama's boy, and I'll kill a dude if you treated my mama like that.
Ooh,
you know what? It's that's going to put your daughters in a great position to not let a man disrespect.
Right, because they've been,
I've heard them say that the first love a woman ever experiences is the love from her father. Mm-hmm. So, you know, when you have women out here who have grown up without their fathers in their lives and didn't get to experience what real love looks like and how it should be received from man to woman, you end up in these situations we're talking about.
We're learning people are learning about life from music, from television, from these, people that are speaking and what their opinions are. Definitely from, we talked about it earlier, from reality TV.
TV's raising.
Like, this is what. And then we have TikTok and all social media, a whole nother story of what's raising people.
Can I read something real quick, my man?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Just text me. This is a clip. And I guess this was on, I don't know if this was on the news.
Right.
Shelby, main English. 90% of women have a backup lover. I know this is not kind of what you're talking about, but is that true?
I would say that
Angie Stone said every woman has a backup plan. I don't know.
I've met a lot of women now we're keeping rotations like men used to keep rotations.
Yeah, and that was gonna be my next thing. Like everybody, the way it is like, oh, I dropped you, but I had somebody else already over here in the cut. And the person, here's the most disrespectful part. Nowadays, because of how the world is, it's okay to be a side person.
Oh, they've made that absolutely okay. That's like assume your position as a side person.
It's a glorified position.
Yes, it is.
Be a side person.
Well, I've seen here in Atlanta, especially that you benefit from being a side person. Like he's still gonna buy meals. Your rent still get paid. Car note gets taken care of.
And then you don't even have to be with him on a regular basis.
And you can still have your night. You can be
and still have.
They don't.
And you still get your regular man that you want to be with full time and let you his side and he your side, and your bills are paid.
But
clearly,
remember,
I have the wrong
that
values.
objective is still money. It don't have nothing to do with love. It has nothing to do with friendship. What should be the foundation of a relationship, people are still after. How can I get what I need, or not even need what I want?
But in the end, who wants to be alone?
That's true. You gotta know.
William said, "You go cool outside until you go home to that lonely kitchen."
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Who wants to be alone? And
I don't know anybody who wants to be alone.
And the thing about it is, when we're young, we don't think about
the
longevity of love. We just think about the fast pace of what I'm doing. Everybody now, I'm taking flicks on social media. Everybody see me this, that, and the third. But when you hit your 30s and your 40s and stuff starts deteriorating, then here come the next wave of young girls who you used to be in a spot. Now they got your spot. Now the old heads who our age, they want the young girls. They don't want you because you know what I'm saying? We already know your info. Like
so it's called like
call it what it is.
Call it what it is.
But we men see I hate the standards that men get to keep and women don't. You dig what I'm saying?
Oh, it's always
because it's been a male dominated world and I want to be like, yo, males dominated everything forever and still do.
Man's world.
Like it don't make sense that when we all reach this certain age, we can say, you know what? Oh no, I can still go down here and play down here.
Absolutely.
And the women, they like, oh no, you old and washed up. Like so how can you find a man that's in your age range who don't want nobody in their age range because they still trying to be young?
I think that's a good point too, of why a lot of women in our 30s and 40s and whatever are single, because they get to that middle age and they're like, nah, I want me a 20-year-old. I want the one with the fixed butt and all that. I want the snatch. I want all of that. Yeah. So, but go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say they still don't. Nobody wants to marry them.
No,
nobody's thinking about
marriage.
That's
all physical.
Yeah, it's just.
I mean, sugar daddies are being, the beard game is changing the game. These gray beards, because at the point, I'm at a point where I'm asking for pension plans. I'm just going to throw that out.
You want your daddy, huh?
I'm just joking. But
and they looking down like, yo, you only what, 40, 30?
All right, girl. I ain't give me that. And I don't want to go there, Lord. But I mean, I've been approached to be a side chick, and I'm like, I'm not going to be a side chick. But, I have values. But hey, if the money's rolling, I am joking, y'all. I don't want to be I do not want to be a side chick. But one more question before we go, because we done got into it now. I have to go to Kierra Sheard. So have y'all heard her latest statement? So Kierra Sheard just got married, whatever. Yeah. And so I'm going to paraphrase here again. Pretty much she's saying, if a couple of her friends come over or they are visiting town, they cannot spend the night because they will not tempt her husband. She will get them a hotel room. Now, y'all are married, and I'm going to get your perspective too, but what's your married perspective on that?
Okay. Joanne and I are friends. Most of our friends are also, like, if he has a female friend, I know her as well. She's my friend. If I have a male friend, he's both of our friends. We have people come and stay with us all the time. Mm-hmm. And that's not an issue in our marriage. It hasn't been. However, here's the thing too. It depends on what she learned growing up. Mm-hmm. She also is newly married.
Yes, she is.
True. I am a 20, I've been married 20 years. Yeah.
Exactly.
Like in the beginning of our marriage, had Joanne been like, oh, it's my friend, or like some of my girl, but we still had people in our house even when we was newly married. Again, I mean, I can't say she's wrong.
I mean,
because
I understand
what she was taught and what who maybe even who the girlfriends are. There may be a very
you know your friends.
Also, let me just say one other part.
Go ahead, baby.
Also, because it depends on her past experiences. I haven't had girlfriends growing up. Like maybe as a teenager, some of the girlfriends had cheated or whatever, or they cheated with your man or whatever. But as a grown up or young adult, I did not have girlfriends that were cheating on other people, and doing all of that. So I didn't feel insecure about that. And again, my girlfriends, even my line sisters, were my husband's friends as well. And they respected us. So I can't say that. Had I had some girlfriends, though, that were sleeping around and going, maybe they didn't sleep with my husband, but they might have slept with somebody else's boyfriend or whatever. I would, because of my past hurt,
I got you.
I would definitely, maybe I would have that rule.
Or because you know them, you know how they move.
They for the street.
I would have that rule. So I can't say that she was wrong. She has that rule for whatever her needs are in her family or with her friends. And it doesn't have to mean that he's cheating. Not that he cheated or anything, but it might just be, this is what you're taught. And I'm sure a lot of moms teach their
and it was advice from my godmother and my mom from Karen Clark Sheard. It was advice from her mom, but her mom didn't say that like go get them a hotel room. She was just like, know who's in your home. I'm paraphrasing, and I get it. I know there was no harm in that, but I know there's a double perspective on that as well.
They probably even have a reason why they told her.
Yeah,
that.
I'm pretty sure.
And it might just been a bad girlfriend from years ago. But once you learn that lesson, if I thought that would be an issue, I would teach my children that too. But I've learned differently because I have not experienced
different friends.
So
your friends weren't for the streets.
Birds of a feather flock together.
Oh.
Birds of a feather flock together. I was raised by a pack of wolves. We saw you as fresh meat. We got you. She know who she hung around with.
No, you got a point there.
She knew their mentalities. At the same time, I know I can leave any male with my wife, and even if he tried something, he wouldn't succeed. My wife knows vice versa. You understand me? It's a double side to this. What do you know about your man? Do he have that wandering eye? Do we say some things that make you say, Does he look at your girlfriends differently when they come over? Or he act a different way? You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta, when we talk about these things, and we know Greenleaf and all these others, like these shows about the churches and what go on now, all this stuff. We know this dirt been going on for years.
Oh, yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? We know this dirt been going on years in the house of the Lord. But also at the same time, we got to stop acting like we got to put these celebrities on a pedestal. They still hood. Kiki and them from Detroit, they still hood. You dig what I'm saying? She was raised around these hood people. Her friends are hood. You dig what I'm saying? Like, don't get it twisted. When we hear stuff like that, a lot of times it's generational. It might have happened to grandmom and grandpa, but then it happened to your mom and your dad. So now they all giving you bad information. Like my wife said, like, I done seen a lot of dirt happen around me. But in our house been always open doors since we got together. She ain't never had to worry about if she left somebody in there, it was anything. I ain't never have to worry about that. It's because you know who you marry.
That's major.
You know who you marry. You don't get on TV and say that unless you don't really know who you married. Forget sending my girlfriends over. You should be able to trust your man with your girlfriends. Not if they gonna do something. It take two to do something.
No, that's true. No, I think you have a very valid point there. Now, I have been told by my mom, like, not like, don't have, but she say certain friends, like you say, your friends. And if they have a past, your friends. I have line sisters like you. That I could leave over and we can have a party with my husband there. I'm claiming him, Lord, with my husband there. I have friends I trust completely. And there are some, but I won't even call them friends though. I'll call them long handle spoon friends or long associates. limits that I will not. That I be like, no, you come over here during the day, but you ain't sleeping. No, but I know my mama just told me that, like, you know who you know, so you know who you can leave around, and it's in general, you know who you can trust. But I think in general, like you said, I have people they can come over if they want to. I don't think I've got to go get them a hotel room. People who I really hang out with and who I really trust, who are my real friends and sisters. Yeah, I don't think I had that issue. I don't.
Your
and
real friends you can invite into your home.
Yeah.
People
there you go. Everybody can't. Ooh.
Real friends you can invite into your home.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
If you calling me a friend and I can't trust, that mean that if I left my money on the table, left out and came back, is my money?
That's what I'm saying. You gotta trust them in general.
Like you can't, like that mean I don't. Then we're not friends.
But those are the people that like, and we'll meet new people and we'll have them over to the house, but they're not spending the night.
That's why I said that's different.
Yeah, they come and visit, but they go home or they go to the hotel.
And they going to the hotel.
Yeah, but you can't use that word friend.
No, you gotta be. Yeah, you gotta be careful how you use that word
like
friend.
When she said friend, I'm like, ooh.
A lot of people use that word real loosely.
Yes.
They do.
Way too loose.
Yeah. What's your single perspective on that? Like when you if you're just dating somebody, y'all getting a serious relationship, are your friends coming over? Are you going to the store and leaving them?
If we are dating, I might bring a friend just because I need to know how you move, right?
Oh, that's smart. Okay,
so I might need to know how you move. Can I trust you?
Okay.
So there may be the test that I may put into play. Just I need to know before I'm committing any long-term type of. I need to know up front because if you fall weak, you fall weak regardless. So I might test. But I had my ex's mom actually told me, she said, when you're in a relationship, you want your friends to be in relationships too, because if they're happy in theirs and you're happy in yours, then there's not going to be this, you know how you get to talking with your girlfriend, somebody single, and they tell you, girl, you should just leave him. Why?
Yeah,
she can go get him.
That's why you need wise counsel, though.
Ooh,
like,
wise counsel.
But it was just, when she said it, it made sense to me because when you have single friends and you're in a committed relationship, married or not, but you're in this serious relationship, if they're single, unhappy, want what you have, they may not say it to you, but they want what you have. And I mean, if they're genuinely not your friend, guess what they're going to do? They're going to throw some shade, talk some trash, get all in your head to make you think you need to go somewhere else and do something different and play the field or whatever it may be, because they're trying to insert themselves in what you have. So,
and your parents are married, so you know, so you come from a married household, so that's married advice right there.
Yeah, we can't control, of course, what our friends do,
right?
But even in seeking counsel, like there was a time when I might be like, if we got in an argument, and this is early on in our marriage, and I would tell one of my girlfriends, she'd be like, girl, please, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But she wasn't in a relationship.
Yeah.
She didn't, she didn't even want to be in a relationship. And in her world, through her history, all men were dogs. So it didn't
no matter what they did,
the person that you're going to talk to about
you
that.
Shouldn't.
Right.
You shouldn't.
Right. But that's why there's seek wise counsel.
Yeah.
If you, even in relationships, you're talking with someone, it should be someone that is in a healthy relationship and someone that, even talking to, sometimes we shouldn't talk to our parents about certain things.
Absolutely.
You had that mom
once you
has
shame
been
your
single
man,
forever.
He's done.
And you not mad at y'all done kissed the maid up, and now they still mad at he coming over for dinner. They giving that side eye. My mom gave me that advice too. Yeah.
Whole family side eyeing him.
But I'm gonna say this before I leave.
Is that the looking? You gonna say something about looking for trouble? Looking for something?
No.
Okay.
I was gonna say something about that too. But don't go looking for it, because 9 times out of 10 you're gonna find it.
Hallelujah. Told that too.
Like my mama say, don't go on women purses, because you may.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Don't
look through a man's phone, because if you're looking for something and you find it, what's gonna happen is what? So my other thing is, you have to find people in your life who not just love you individually, but love y'all together.
I like that.
Yeah,
that's it. They gotta love y'all marriage.
Yeah,
as much as they love y'all individually. And if you have friends that are single who love y'all marriage and love you individually, then they'll tell you, you know what? No, that's the perfect first for you. You need to work that out. Like y'all need, whatever you did dumb, go apologize. Get your wife back. Stay at home. Sit at home. Do whatever you know. I'm not calling you to hang out no more.
You got to have honest friends that will hold you accountable and tell you, girl, you was wrong.
Yes, accountability.
You should have said that.
Major.
So
I should have just made the fried chicken.
Y'all. I appreciate y'all for coming on the show. Y'all have given some wise counsel. I love the relationship aspect. I love the single aspect. We've got to do this again. We got to do a part 2 because this is something that's major, especially for Black single women. We want to know why we're single, but y'all have given us some good advice on dating and all of the above. Men too. I hope men are watching this as well because there's been some great advice given and some great male perspective. So thank you, those Baxters, for coming on the show. Thank you, Portia, for coming on the show. Got the Greek love. We got the Zeta and the Kappas all day. You know I'm Delta all day, every day. But I love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning into the Mixtape. This is our relationship/single Valentine's Day edition. Y'all be blessed. Remember, God is love, so love God, love yourself, and then love will come to you. Y'all be blessed. Wiki, the Mixtape Podcast with your girl DJ Miss Eclectic.